Hare Krishna, welcome devotees to the Gita Daily session. Thanks for joining daily. So today we are going to discuss Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, Sloka number 32. So before we start, let's take the blessings of the Lord. Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maya Sudarshan, Lakshmi Narasimhadev, God Nitai Panchatattva. Let's pray that by their blessings we can understand the transcendental topics of Bhagavad Gita. So let's recite the prayers together. Om Ajnanajvirandasya Nananjanashalagaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshaya Bhudale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prajarine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyareshatarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे. So let's dedicate the session to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, by whose mercy we are able to understand Bhagavad Gita today and also able to apply it in a practical way. So let's thank Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So today's sloka is 932. Let's recite the sloka together. Mam ki partha vyapashritya yepi syopavayoneya triyo vaishyas tada shudras tebi yanti param gatim. Repetition. Mam ki partha vyapashritya yepi syopavayoneya triyo vaishyas tada shudra tebi yanti param gatim. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O son of Pradha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, and Shudras, can attain the supreme destination. Word to word meaning. Mam of me, he certainly, Partha, O son of Pradha, Vyapashritya, particularly taking shelter, ye, those who, Api, also, sure, are, Papa Yoneya, born of lower family, Striya, woman, Vaishya, mercantile people, Tada, also, Shudra, lower classmen, they, Api, even they, Yanti, go Param, superior Gatim destination. So, we are discussing the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is the most confidential knowledge. So, here actually, the Lord is imparting knowledge to Arjuna about the topmost process of devotional service. And no, also, he is giving information about the position of the Lord. Right. So, in the last few sessions, we were seeing how the Lord is merciful in various ways. Right. So, today we will be continuing the same topic. So, here actually, the Lord is mentioning that bhakti or devotional service is open to all. There is no any discrimination, right, or any particular qualification to practice bhakti. So yesterday we discussed about the shloka Apichetsu Rajaro. So no, so that shloka actually we discussed that a person who in devotional service who is sincere in heart, right? The Lord actually sees the bhava of the devotee, bhava grahi janardana. So if he is very sincere to attain the Lord, and in that process of executing the devotional service, if he may commit some mistakes because of his past conditioning, the Lord actually forgives the devotee. So that means that no, again, the Lord actually is not expecting anything particular from the devotee, right? He is so merciful that he is ready to forgive the devotee. So for us, also we saw in the conclusion that even if we might have some committed some mistakes in the past, right, or we may not have, we may feel that we are not qualified or we are not pure, but then the Lord actually is accommodative. No, he actually, so anybody can take up. So today's sloka also continues the same topic actually. So Krishna is saying in this sloka that it doesn't matter what background you are coming from, right? Whether you are born in a high class family or a low class family, or whatever varna we are, right? As per the Vedic varnashram system, there is the four varnas and the four ashramas. So the varnas are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, and ashramas are Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. So it doesn't matter actually whether you belong to any of this, right? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says, no, naham vipro na narapati, right? So he says that I am not a Brahmana, I am not a Shudra, I am not a Vaishya, but I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the devotees of the Lord. Govi Bhartrapada Kamalayo, Dasa 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 Anudasa. So actually the identity of the Jiva is to be the soul, right? Not the body. So we have seen in the previous session, no, second chapter, and many other early previous discussions, we have seen it clearly that actually we are eternal spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna, right? And the body actually is a covering, material covering. No, it is a covering or a machine which is given by the nature, material nature, according to his karma and desire, right? Based on the karma and desire, the jiva gets a body, which actually is manufactured by the maya or the material energy. Ishvara sarva bhudanam hrideshe arjuna tishtari brahmayan sarva bhudani yandra rudani maya. So brahmayan sarva bhudani. So the jiva is rotating or wandering, in different bodies, right? According to the karma, brahmayan sarva bhudani yandra rudani maya. So the maya actually gives a machine which is suitable for the jiva to execute his karma, which he has accumulated. And whatever karma for this lifetime is known as the prarabdha karma. So from the huge pile or collection of the karmic reaction that the jiva has, one portion is taken and assigned to this particular lifetime, right? Which is known as the prarabdha karma. And according for this prarabdha karma, the jiva has to undergo a set of enjoyment and set of uh, sufferings, right? For that, accordingly, a suitable body is given to the jiva. It's also based on the desire. So, and then the jiva, no, according to that, it takes the body. So the point is that based on the karma, the jiva's birth is determined, right? So he get a set of parents, right? A father and mother, according to his past karma, right? He takes birth in a particular form family based on the past karma, so whatever is suitable, right? And then he get a spouse, get a child, right? All these things he gets according to his karma. So these things are determined like that. So the point is that so this is just a temporary covering of the body. The jiva's eternal position is to be a spirit soul, which is completely pure. The nature is Sachidananda. The jiva's nature is like the nature of the Lord, right? Which is Sachidananda, which is completely pure. But in the conditioned stage, the jiva takes different bodies. So the whole point, what we're trying to say is that we should not think that no there is a discrimination which is happening, or somebody is considered as low class, etc. Right? So here it is mentioned, no, Sriyo Vaishyas Tara Shudra. So these are all, if we really identify with this designation, no, considering that I am a Stri, I am a woman, I am a man, no, I am a Brahmana, like, or if you think like that, or I am a manager of this company, so that is actually a foolish or muda, right? Because then you don't have the spiritual knowledge, the Atma Tattva, the knowledge of the soul, right? Actually tells us that we are not this body. So if you think that no, like we are discriminated, like women are discriminated, we need equal rights. So these are all temporary conceptions of the material world, right? Then actually you are falling trap to the Maya's snare. So we should not go by all this designation. But nevertheless, for the normal people to understand, the Lord actually is trying to say, in the terms of the material world, right? In the material rules and regulations and material orders, right, of Varna and Ashrama. So just Lord is trying to tell in that terms. That's all we should think. So the point that we have to take is that it doesn't matter actually what is your designation, right? Whether you are born in a high class family, you are a rich person, you are a poor person, you are a woman. All these designations doesn't matter. The bhakti or the path of devotional service is open to all. It is a transcendental spiritual process, and a spirit soul, right, which is covered in whatever body it may be, it can take up this path of devotional service. That is the whole point we need to take. And moreover, what actually the Lord is saying, that anybody who takes shelter to this path of bhakti, right, uh, they actually, the Lord says that they get the Lord's protection, and they can attain the highest destination, Paramgati, right? It's mentioned Paramgati. So they can attain the topmost destination. Right? So there is no disqualification, because of our background, whatever it may be. So this is the essential, takeaway of today's topic. So let's continue, see what other points are there. Yeah, so we can just as I just mentioned, no, the jiva's nature, the jiva swarupa is to serve the Lord, right? It's mentioned Jivera Swarup Hoy Krishna and Nityadas. So basically, the jiva can be happy when it is in the constitutional position, right? So the whatever position the jiva is created, so any machine or anything which is created for a particular purpose, it works best in that particular purpose, right? So similarly, the jiva's purpose actually is to serve the Lord, right? And the constitutional position of the jiva is to serve the Lord. So when the jiva is executing, that is why when we take up bhakti or devotional service, which is our constitutional dharma, right, which is our eternal dharma, yado bhakti radokshache, right? So it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. So when we take up the devotional service, we become happy. We get the real happiness which we lost. that actually we have seen earlier. No, the jiva actually searching for so everybody in this world, no, in this material world, is searching for happiness. And then we actually search for the happiness because it is existing, right? We cannot search for something which never existed, right? So that means that there is an eternal or bliss, eternal bliss, which actually is ananda, and it is which is never ending, right? So that bhakti, so that happiness is already existing, and we have forgotten that, or we are not now able to get that happiness in the material world. So that's why everybody is searching for the happiness, which is the transcendental happiness. So how can we get that happiness is by correction. Devotees, is there any problem in the audio? Are you able to hear? Can somebody confirm? Hare Krishna. Arun Prabhu, are you able to hear me? Hare Krishna, devotees. I think there was a problem in the internet again. So is it audible now, devotees?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Okay, so let's continue. So what I think, I'm not sure exactly. Can somebody tell now where it broke? I mean, where the connection disconnected? What was the last point? Krishna, somebody can please somebody help me? Where you could hear last? Yeah, the Lakshmi Mataji, can you tell me till what is the last point you heard before the connection went?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you were talking about the jivas. There only the connection went.
No,
We
no,
were
it is month.
discussing about Jiva's constitutional position, Prabhuji.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Okay, Mataji, so I'll continue. Thanks, Mataji. So yeah, so I was telling that everybody is searching for the happiness, right, which is lost. So unless and until the happiness exists, no, we cannot search for it. So the lost happiness we are searching, and no, we are searching in the wrong place, right? So how can we regain the lost happiness is by serving the Lord. So this is the constitutional position, right? And acharyas mentioned this tendency or the propensity to execute devotional service or bhakti or the love for God, right? It is natural for the jiva. So the example is given just like a small child, right? A small child or small baby has the inherent capacity to walk. So no, actually the capacity is there, but then by little training, no, the small baby starts walking, right? So that means that the potency is already there. So similarly, the potency to love, no, love the Supreme Lord or the loving relationship with the Lord, that actually is already existing in every jiva. Only thing it is covered. So basically, there are different layers of covering. The examples are given, like how an embryo is covered by the womb, right? Or a fire actually is covered by smoke, right? So like that, there are actually different levels of covering, or the mirror is covered by dust, right? So this so different. So basically, the animals, the lower grade of jivas, like animals, or the trees, they are all covered very deeply. But animals are little more less covered, and human beings are least covered. So based on the karmic reaction, according to the covering, but then the propensity is there. It's just like the fire which is covered by the ash. So if you fan the ash, then again the fire will revive. So the spirit soul has the spirit spark, which is there in every jiva. By executing the sadhana bhakti, or the process of the regulated devotional service, right? So this is Vaidhi Bhakti. By performing this devotional service, this lost, basically the propensity of devotional service is automatically awakened again in the jiva. So we have to just, just follow the process, like which is starting with the chanting of the holy name, right? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So these are the 9 processes of devotional service. So starting with the chanting and hearing. So by doing this process, actually our lost, Krishna consciousness or the bhakti will again be awakened. So this is there. So that is the reason why anybody can take up bhakti, right? Because it is already inherently present in the jiva. So we will see one story, like, there are many incidences in the scriptures, where actually, the people from any walk of life, they have taken up bhakti. So one story we'll today discuss is about the story of sage Valmiki. So we know the sage Valmiki has compiled, Ramayana. So the Valmiki was actually previously he was a robber, or a dacoit, named as Ratnakara, right? So he was actually living a very sinful life in the forest. So he used to loot the people, whoever is passing by through the forest. He used to loot them. So he has performed many heinous activities, even murder, etc. So many heinous activities. So he was a very sinful person. And when Narad Muni meets him, he tries to justify, saying that I am doing everything to sustain my family. So then Narada asked him, no, can you ask your wife and children whether they are ready to take the sinful reaction, or part of the sinful reaction? Then then he was surprised, or he was actually taken aback when they told that they are not ready, they will not take the sin. So then Narada Muni instructs Ratnagara, right, about transcendental knowledge. Because he was so much sinful, he could not even take the name of Lord Ram. Rama Rama, he was not able to chant. Then he told, Valmiki told that you tell Mara Mara, like that. Mara Mara, tree tree, like that. So like that, he was gradually, Mara Mara, when repeated many times, it became Rama Rama. So this way, the completely sinful person, Ratnagara, he was transformed into a very pure devotee of the Lord, right? And then we know that he compiled Ramayana. So we need to understand how elevated he is. So this is just a small example, right? How a very sinful person is converted. So we have seen the story of Ajamila, right? And then there is story of Mrigari, the story of Shabari, right? We have seen the story of Shabari a few days ago. So she was a tribal woman, right? Did not have any education. So she also became a pure devotee, right? By following the instructions of her guru. But then one important point is that unless and until we have association of a pure devotee, like Narada Muni, or we take shelter of a spiritual master. The spiritual master is the representative of Krishna, in the material world, right? And the Lord has sent the Guru, right, to deliver us. So we need to take shelter of a devotee of the Lord, who is a Guru, in the authorized disciplic succession or a parampara, right? Then actually we can get the highest perfection. So example is Srila Prabhupada is one pure devotee, right? And his disciples, many of them are still there. So these pure devotees actually, they can deliver any fallen soul. So the even actually it is mentioned even animals were delivered, like the story of Gajendra, right? And the Jadabharata, who was in the deer's body. And recently in the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there's a story of the dog, right? Who joins the party of pilgrims, right? And then and one of the disciples or the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shivananda Sena, he actually takes care of the dog. So it is mentioned that this dog was delivered, in the same body. So this means that anybody actually see ultimately all these bodies are just a covering, which we have seen, right? The real spirit soul is living in this body like a tenant in the body. So anybody actually there is no disqualification for anyone to take bhakti. It is inherently there. So two things we can learn from this. One is that for ourselves, even if we may sometimes think that we are not qualified, or we have committed so many mistakes. So whether I can take up bhakti or whether I will be successful. So these examples tell us that there is no qualification required. Only qualification required is sincerity. And especially in this age of Kali, and especially Lord Chaitanya, right, who actually is the merciful incarnation of Radha and Krishna in Kali Yuga. He is very very merciful, and he has delivered by his example. He appeared 500 years ago in Navadip in West Bengal, and the Lord actually toured the entire India, right? He went through various villages, towns. He came to South India, and everywhere actually delivered everybody, irrespective of their background qualification, right? So it is mentioned that whoever joined and chanted along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so whoever saw Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right, and chanted the holy names, that they were all delivered actually, right? So this is so we can take shelter of Lord Chaitanya, right, and Lord Nityananda, who is Balram, who are very merciful and compassionate to the jivas, it is mentioned Parama Karuna Bahudujana Nitai Gaurachandra. Right, so this Chaitanya and Nityananda, they are the most merciful incarnation, right, in Kali Yuga. So they are giving this mercy, they are distributing, they have opened. It is mentioned that they have broke open the treasure house of, the holy name of the Lord, right, or Krishna Prem, which is the topmost thing which you can achieve. They have looted this treasure house, he and his disciples, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda and their disciples, and they are freely distributing this treasure, right, of Chaitanya. So anybody who actually is merciful, anybody who is actually, having little faith in these lords, Lord Nityananda, Chaitanya, they can actually take this. The Lord is not expecting any qualification. So this reinforces, the concept. So it is up to us actually. It is available. So we have seen, samoham sarva bodheshu, right? Name deshastina priya, ye bhajanti tumam. So basically, Lord Krishna is saying His mercy is available to everybody. So it is just for us to take. Whether we need to take it up or not, that is up to us, right? We can, after so many lifetimes, we got this human body, right? Which actually is only way hope of getting out of the cycle of birth and death, right? Other like we have seen the exceptions, but then we should go by the rules. So here in the human form, it is very easy. We can understand these spiritual topics. We can chant the holy names, right? We can take up this bhakti. So after so many millions of life, we might have got this human birth, and we don't know what is going to happen, right? After this life, what body we may get, and how many more births we have to wait to get another human body. So, and this time of Kali Yuga, after the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, is known as the golden age, right? In Kali Yuga is generally considered as the degraded age of all the four yugas, but in this also there is the golden age, which actually is, where actually the possibility of going back, to the spiritual abode is very high, because all these devotees, merciful devotees, are appeared, and then they are still distributing this freely. So if we are intelligent, we should not miss this opportunity. We should take up very seriously, and board this boat, which actually is going to Goloka, right, which is captained by Srila Prabhupada, right. So this way we should take up the opportunity and don't miss it, right. So yeah, so with that, I think we will wrap up today's session. So are there any questions, devotees? If there anybody has any question, they can unmute and ask, or they can put it in the chat. We'll chant Hare Krishna 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. So are there any questions? Any questions other devotees you can ask? Put it in the chat. I hope all of you are listening to the sessions, because when I ask some question, there is no response. So I'm just wondering, you are listening. I hope you all are listening. In case if you are not able to listen at this time, please, you can watch the recording later, but then don't miss the sessions. Okay, devotees, then I think if there are no questions, we'll end here. So we'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you all for joining regularly. Hare Krishna. Okay, thanks, Mataji. Good that you're listening. So yeah, I encourage, if you have any questions, we will make the sessions more interactive, little more, because in the beginning, because of the shortage of time, it's very difficult to keep it interactive. So also we plan to have a more detailed session once the Bhagavad Gita sessions are over. So there, I think you all will get more chance. It will be more interactive and discussion based. So we'll wait for that time. Okay, devotees, thank you. I'll end here. Hare Krishna.